We've discussed a little bit of slope-intercept form in which we have y equals mx plus b. We said that this is the format of the most used form of linear functions or linear equations, where the m and the b actually are numbers. Slope-intercept form, I like to refer to it as kind of like a PowerPoint template, where what you really have is a look. You fill in the information. You fill in m for slope and b for intercept. So your equation will always be something like this: 1/3 x minus 7, or y equals 2x plus 8, or y is equal to negative 4x minus 5. The m is the number that's being multiplied to the x, such as these, and the b is that constant that does not have a variable. Remember that you could rewrite it. So for example, this equation could be y equals 8 plus 2x, where the m is still the 2 and the b is still the 8. With that in mind, if you are asked to graph a line with slope of 2 and y-intercept of negative 3, you're literally going to go to the y-axis to negative 3. And if your slope is 2, it's the same as 2 over 1. That means you're going up 2 to the right 1. So you're going to go up 2 units from here, 1, 2 to the right 1. And that's your point. It goes up 2 over 1. And it's constant rate of change. So you can keep going on forever, and the line is going to look like this. When you're given things such as the slope and the y-intercept, and they ask you to write an equation in slope-intercept form, think of slope, think of the letter m. Intercept, think of y-intercept, think of the letter b. So if they give you the slope, that means that this is what the m is equal to. And they give you the y-intercept as negative 1, that means b is negative 1. Don't overthink it. They want you to write an equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, where you're literally replacing m with 2/3, and you're replacing b with negative 1. But when you plug that in here, it's going to become minus 1. This is the equation in slope-intercept form of the slope of 2/3 and the y-intercept of negative 1. In this case, the slope is 0. That means it's a flat line. The y-intercept is 4. That means the b is equal to 4. If it is a flat line, if it is a horizontal line, if you remember Vux Hoy, this is just a shortcut way of recognizing that if it is a horizontal line, which a slope of 0 means it is, then it's a y equals, which means it's just y equals 4. But if that's a little too complex, it's okay. You can still y equals m of 0, x, and the b is 4, so plus 4, which is what the b is equal to. And then if you recognize 0 times x is just 0, so y equals 4. So you end up with the same equation. So probably putting it in slope-intercept form and then simplifying it is going to make it a little bit less complicated for you. Once more, they want us to write the equation in slope-intercept form, so we know we want it in y equals mx plus b. You recognize here the y-intercept is 4. I'm sorry, is 1. I apologize, it's 1. That means the b is 1. And the slope, well, let's count from one point to the next. I go up 1, 2, so I go up 2 units, and then I went over 1. So the slope is 2. Y equals 2x plus 1. Slope is 8. So m is 8, and now I have a point, 3 comma negative 1. So you have two different things you can do. First of all, you can actually put it in point slope, because this is a point and here's a slope. So you use point slope. Y minus y1 is equal to the slope of m times x minus -3. So that becomes x plus 3. They want it in point slope. So you just leave it like that and distribute and simplify. So y minus 1 is equal to 8x plus 24. Now you're going to add 1 to both sides, and you're going to get y equals 8x plus 25. That's your equation in point slope. So it's really important that when you're given a point and you're given slope, you use point slope formula, because that's going to be your key to taking you through everything you need to do. Okay, so once you do that, then you can transform it. They would like for us to graph the equation. It's currently in y equals mx plus b format, where you recognize that the b, okay, this is mx plus b. The b is -3, so that means you're going to cross the y-axis at -3. B is the place to begin on the y. And the slope is 4, which is really 4 over 1, which means you go up 4 units to the right 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1. Connect your dots. There's your line. The next one, if we were to write this in y equals mx plus b form, you would get y equals, there's no x, so that means it's 0x, and then plus b is really -4. That means you go to -4 on the y-axis, and you go up 0 over 0. That's a flat line. Another way of remembering this is through the acronym VUX-HOI. Vertical lines have undefined slope, and they are x equal to equations. Horizontal lines have slopes of 0, and they're y equal to equations. So if you know it's a y equal to equation, y equal to is horizontal. That means it's going through -4. The y value is -4. Y is -4, and it's horizontal. Again, they want us to graph this using y equals mx plus b. So the step that you have to take is step 1, translate it into y equals mx plus b. So let's subtract 3x. You're solving for y basically. And you get 2y is equal to -3x plus 8. Now we're going to divide everything by 2, everything. And you get y is equal to -3 over 2, leave it as a fraction because it's slope, x plus 4. The slope is -3 over 2. That means you're going down 3 units to the right 2, and your y-intercept is equal to 4. So you're going to go to 4 on the y-axis. Here's the y-axis, here's the x-axis. And you're going to go down 3 units to the right 2. Down 1, 2, 3, to the right 1, 2. So once more, what you did is you went down 1, 2, 3 units, and to the right 1, 2. That's your next point. Down 1, 2, 3, over 2. Here's your third point. Connect the dots to make your line, and there's your line. So a real-world application of slope-intercept, if you look at this equation or this question, in 1975, the world record for the 1-mile run was 6 minutes, 51 seconds. In 1999, the world record was approximately 6 minutes, 43 seconds. write an equation in slope-intercept form that could be used to estimate the world record time for any year after 1975. So they want you to write it in y equals mx plus b. You know that the points are at year 0, which was 1975. There's 411 seconds, because that is what 6 minutes 51 seconds was. And then in year 1999, that's 24 years that have happened. So at year 24, 6 minutes 43 seconds is 403 seconds. So that's where we get the 2 points from. From that, the slope is y2, which is 403, minus y1, which is 411, over x2, which is 24, minus x1, which is 0. When you do the math, 403 minus 11 is negative 8 over 24, which is equivalent to negative 1/3. So the slope is negative 1/3. Now, here, 0, 411, that means that that's the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is 411. That means your equation is y equals mx plus b. So you will be completing the independent practice. Make sure that you're understanding this. We will go over this tomorrow, and then you will have the math space as well.